think I can see myself. This. Oh, wait. Is everybody here? Can anyone hear me? La 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 la. Ba, 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 da, ba, ba, da, ba, 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 ba. Oh, I see no one coming in. Maybe it's because no one is coming in at the moment. La la la. Okay, anyways, I'm just gonna keep speaking. Okay, so today's topic is based on the vote that I posted, I think a few days ago, which is for, because we have weekly discussion, live chat discussion, and for this one, this week, there was like 40% of vote out of all other. I think there were like 15 votes, and so there were 15 votes. So that's why out of all of them, there was like 40% having. People voted for artificial intelligence and creativity. And so that's why today's topic, this week's topic, is on artificial intelligence and creativity. The reason that I put these two together, which is artificial intelligence and creativity together, is because, you see, a lot of videos on YouTube I came across, a lot of people, especially designers, creative people, they really have been complaining about how AI is kind of like taking over their jobs. And so that is very much related to creativity. And that is something kind of like a trend, or like, say, an issue that a lot of us, especially in the creative industry, are experiencing. Hi, one more. I think it's one more. So a lot of people are experiencing, especially in the design field, creative field, they realize that their works might not have been as appreciated when comparing to when comparing to the time when there was no AI. Okay, so that's why it has become increasingly difficult for a lot of designers to actually hello. Wait a minute, I want to finish this first. A lot of it has become increasingly difficult for them to actually make a living because of like, it's kind of like they're like competing with the computers. So it's not even competing, so to speak, with humans, and that makes them very hard to swallow this truth. And also they don't know how to navigate through their creative career. And so this is the reason why I put artificial intelligence and creativity together as the blend, BLEND, to talk about today. So wait, responding to the question just now, I'm looking at the iPad below so that I can see the question. Let me see. Hello, you still here? One more. Which Asian country are you from? I actually, game. Why is it game over? I actually prefer not to review my, say, nationality or nationalities, because it is for privacy reason. Because I talked about how in like a previous account I had, I received certain kind of like cyberbullying, and then I realized that maybe it's better to set certain healthy boundaries when it comes to private information. So that's why I choose not to review where I am and my nationalities and stuff. I hope you understand. So I hope that answered your question. Okay, thank you for your question, by the way. And so let me keep going, because I feel like people might not be realizing I'm on live. I guess there's a reason. I feel like it's kind of like my, I think it's kind of like regulation on YouTube. Sometimes they would restrict certain streams, I guess, like, or even the, yeah, like how many people, how many viewers you could get. But anyways, let's keep going. Thank you for your understanding. One more. So, okay, let me keep going with the artificial intelligence and creativity. Creativity. You know what? Yesterday I came across a video which I would like to put in the link. Put the link below after I finish this live stream. Is that there was a person, not a person, like a content creator, like he has his own channel, and it's super interesting because his entire channel is dedicated on sharing creativity, like how to cultivate creativity in oneself. And I watched one of his videos. He's kind of like new to YouTube, okay, but his contents are very, very precious and informative, very, very insightful. What he said is that creativity is actually not something that you're born, like you don't have it or you have it. He said creativity is like a muscle. The more you train it, the more it becomes more skilled. It's kind of like, training the bicep and stuff, okay? So, and then he also said something that I find it very resonating, which is when it comes to creativity, people usually would think it's like art or music or, or like drawing, things like this. And only this would then be the what do you call that? Creativity. But in fact, creativity is in our everyday living. What he pointed out is that creativity can be problem solving. It can be from small things to big things. Be it is like how to process your own emotion. How can we creatively process our emotions? How can we creatively set a schedule to help ourselves to learn? So self-learning. How to creatively allocate our time and space so to help ourselves to live lighter. How to creatively rearrange the space that we live in to foster a healthier environment for ourselves. And then I was like, oh wow, that's actually really true. Well, I mean, those are some examples that I just thought about on spot just now. But he like his video inspired me to reflect on this, and I realized that that's actually really interesting, that what he said. In fact, a lot of people would strengthen on only the perception when it comes to creativity, that it's only about art, it's only about music, it's only about like advertising, poster making, But he said, no, it's problem solving. And I very much resonate with that. Why? Because I personally, I would say I'm pretty passionate when it comes to problem solving. I'm not a very mathematical person, but that also reminds me of a conversation with somebody else that she said she really loves math, but then she realized, she was like, but I don't know how to apply it. Like, it feels useless. In fact, that girl, she's much younger than me. She said, like, she actually loves art, but she feels like art is useless. And then she also said, I actually love math and chemistry, but I don't know how. Like, what do I do with that? And that's why she said, oh, maybe I should be a doctor, like a surgeon. And I told her, no, you don't actually have to be a surgeon, but if you want to be, sure, you can be a surgeon if you want, if you feel that's your vocation, that's your passion. And I asked her, what do you actually want to do? Because she's just like she's in grade 10, okay? She's like high school student. And then she was like, oh, I don't want to help people. I want to help people. That's why I thought of being a surgeon. And then I was like, okay, if you want to help people, there are actually many ways to, combine your passion with that intent that you just told me, that you actually want to help people. You like math, you like chemistry, she loves dancing as well. But then she thought to herself that, she told me, she thought to herself that it's useless. I don't even know what to do with it. I can't even make a living. And then that's what I realized. Like, now I'm linking back to the very beginning that I was saying, a lot of designers, a lot of creative people, now what a lot of people are facing when they are already pursuing their career in creativity, they feel like AI, artificial intelligence, is like taking their job. It's like literally competing with human creativity. And now that's why we're here to explore this today. I'm gonna speak on this when it comes to like my personal perspective on this. I personally see artificial intelligence is something actually within ourselves. Like, we are literally artificial intelligence. The concept, I'm talking about the concept. Artificial intelligence is self-learning, self-correcting, right? It is self-correcting through trial and errors. And also it is, how is like this, and self-regulating, right? Self-learning, self-correcting, and self-regulating. However, all of these three elements, they're actually the same in a way. In one way or another, they are actually interweaving, expressing oneself, but at the same time, that's how artificial intelligence evolves. And that is exactly how humans are. We are, how we learn, right? Now, let's talk about the first thing, self-learning. We self-learn. We all have the abilities to self-learn. That's how we, since birth, we actually don't speak languages. And then we learn to speak languages, right? That's self-learning. This is already self-evident. Now, second thing, self-correcting. When we face failures, so-called failures in life, we have reflections, right? We reflect on ourselves. And then we come into learning the new lessons and then realize that, oh, maybe next time I can try it another way. That is self-correction. That is how we course correct ourselves through trial and error. And that's exactly what AI does as well. It's only through a lot of trial and error in the database, they would sort out the one that is of the optimal efficiency. And that's what we are as well, right? We can try a lot of different things, different career paths, different ways of communication, and then we would realize that, oh, this is actually the best suitable for me when it comes to how I personally am as a person to communicate with other people, with the external world. It actually works very well for me. It might not work very well for other people when it comes to me utilizing this method, but it does work for me. However, the journey doesn't stop here, right? I know at this point is the best suitable for me, but maybe later in life, I realized that, oh, I can actually update my system, that I realized that I can enhance myself to even better qualities, right? Now, the third quality of AI would be self-regulation. So what is self-regulation? Self-regulation, it can be when it comes to us, right? When it comes to humans, regulating emotions, self-regulation, right? This is one part of self-regulation. We self-regulate our emotions. And it's all about self-learning when it comes to self-regulation, and also self-correcting when it comes to self-regulation. So in this sense, this would be the balance. Or say it's like what Buddha teaches us, right? Which is about balance. It is through self-learning and self-correcting we then would come into enhancing our quality of self-regulation, right? It is actually how we operate as a human being. And so that's why I realize, I personally see that humans share a very similar quality when it comes to AI. Okay, now wait, this part, let me see. I think there's a comment, so I just want to read it. During a live podcast, choose the virtual gift you want to send from the available options. What is this? What is this? I think this is a what is this? I'm just like, wait a second. I don't understand. What? Okay. So let me keep going with that. I think this is like something like a system message, right, to you, is it? And then you accidentally put it on the live chat. Okay, so let me keep going. What was I saying? Because I was saying I was comparing how humans actually behave, as in self-learning, as well as for AI. And we actually do see certain common traits, right? And it's actually pretty, I would say, not just certain, it's like very much alike. However, when it comes to artificial intelligence, it would be for machine. That's machine learning, right? When it comes to us, humans, we are kind of like a machine. But the difference between humans and the machine is that humans have consciousness and also love. And that's what makes us different in a way when comparing to machines. Not saying that machines are bad. No, not at all. Machines are tools. And that actually brings me to another thing that I want to talk about when it comes to dimensions, right? Dimensions. I'm not sure if you have realized that, but it comes to me at one point that now we are on the 3D construct, right? Third dimensional construct, or say third density construct. Anything that is in the 3D, we can create anything below 3D, like 2D and 1D, right? But we can't actually create anything above 3D. So what does it mean is that in a 4D construct, 3D, 2D, and 1D can be created when anything is in a 4D construct. Now, similarly, when it comes to here, we are in a 3D construct. We can't really create anything in the physical reality above the 3D construct. And why I'm linking into this is because when it comes to artificial intelligence, no, I think I should give some examples what it means. When it comes to 3D construct, you see, we have animations, right? Animations like Disney, like Ghibli Studios, okay? Like these kind of animation stuff, these are all 2Ds, and they're moving. And we have a lot of characters, right? We humans have created a lot of characters in all these animations. And that is linking to creativity, right? That is creativity. Now, we have created a lot of these kind of 2D characters, animations, storylines, but we can't actually create anything above or beyond that. Yes, we do have something called like a 3D models and stuff, if you use AutoCAD, the applications. Yes, we can create something like that, but that's it. On the physical reality, we can't go beyond that. So when it comes to this, a lot of people would start to look into spirituality because it speaks, what spirituality speaks is beyond the 3D construct, or say the 3D consciousness. So, and the reason is, when it comes to 40, 50, 60, things become much more energetic. Now, let's link back to artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is the same as animation. Why? In what way? In the way that is being externalized. Animation is how we, using our creativity, humans' creativity, to externalize our imagination into animations. Right? It is a form of externalization, but it's not that it's something bad. It's simply how we experience on the 3D construct. It's supposed to be like that in a way that is for experience. And so that is the creativity coming through us. And we express the creativity into animations. Now, same for artificial intelligence is actually another form of our creativity that we externalize into the external through using building machines, right? And constructing the entire data to just like how we create animations. It can be for fun. It can be for helping us for more convenient living. It can be applied to medical procedures. It can be applied to more efficient food system, like food distribution using AI. We can also use AI for banking, and or even for applying with blockchain technology. So there are many different ways that we can apply this tool that we externalize from our creativity. So that's why when it comes to artificial intelligence and creativity, are they actually competing with each other? Maybe not. Maybe not. It's just about how we find the balance between them in order to make our lives better, isn't it? Hello, Ben. Because I closed the chat here in order to focus, and then I have the iPad below, and I was check the comments. Okay, hello, Ben. I'm not sure if you're still here. If you are, you can wave again. Hello, Ben. And then there's another comment. If I want to give you a tip or donation, is there a way for you to receive it? I see that others can receive tips or donations during YouTube live streams. Oh, thank you so much for your kindness. Thank you so much. No, because I am not monetizing from this channel. Now, speaking of this thing, okay, thank you so much for your question, because I do want to express how I have been, navigating within myself when it comes to money and also creativity and AI. Okay, I'm actually linking this together to speak about this. I had the experience. I will answer your question though. Okay, it's just I'm gonna go a little bit like another perspective, and then I would actually eventually link back to your question. Thank you so much. So I used to work in the creative industry, okay? And it came to me that it's something very difficult because it's very draining. But when I say it's very draining, it has two parts. I'm talking about two parts. The first part of the draining is I drain myself. I drain myself because I would be constantly having to prove myself in order to have something in return. Okay, so that would be if seen from a more mindful practice or perspective that I have been at the time, okay, seeking from the external. Now, I'm not saying that I don't deserve to receive wealth or receive abundance or receive money. No, I'm not saying in this sense. What I'm saying is that it is only through that kind of experience, only I would come to realize that if I create for the sake of fulfilling my survival, if I create or say utilize my creativity for the sake of seeking for attention or validation, I'm absolutely not healthy. Like, I could feel it. I'm not, it's not even feeling. It's like, it was so evident to me that no, I can't. So thank you, Mark Twain. Ooh. Okay, welcome to the chat, Mark Twain. But I will come to your questions afterwards, after I answer Wang Mo's fan's question. Okay, but I'm like going a little bit derail, okay, here, but we're gonna come to that. So the second part, no, the first part was like I drained myself, right? The second part is that I literally feel the entire system, creative system, is super draining because it's depending on monetary returns. A lot of people would see, you know, you express your creativity, and so then you can gain certain monetary things in return. Sometimes it could be in the form of fame, in the form of status, title, all of this, okay? But all in all, it doesn't really matter. What I'm trying to say is that both of this would be very draining. So now, after I explain this, I then would, only then I can answer your question, which is like giving me a tip and donation. I actually have thought through this, and in fact, in one of my previous videos, I also expressed that, what was that? Wait, the title of the video was, I talk about money matters and my struggle with it, okay? So it's all about me self-reflecting. Like, you know, what is it? Like self-correcting, self-learning, and then self-regulating. Okay, that's literally me just doing all of this, all my videos. So what happened, you know, I have been reflecting on it, and I realized that I would love to, I have two options. The first thing is, I would love to either keep this channel not monetized at all, okay? Or not monetized, like I don't receive any kind of monetary support, anything, okay? Reason is because even if for the second one is the same, like both of these two options align to the same intent. And now let me talk about the second option. The second option is everything that I receive from this community or anyone that would love to donate, I would dedicate, I would say 95% of the money to pay it forward. Because I don't know the math at the moment. I'm not very good at math, okay? But I am okay with math. But it's just that I was like, okay, I can receive a certain amount. I just take what I need. Okay, what I need as in for basic living. Literal basic living. It's just, you know how if anyone starts a business, you basically take the cost. You know what I'm saying? That's how I see it. So the cost is in the very basic ones. And just for me, it's just to sustain my own basic quality living. Okay, it's just why do I see it like this? It's because I see everyone contributing to this community. Even if when you're watching this, you are paying attention to what I'm speaking, you know what that is? That is money. Okay, so you are spending your time and attention to watching me. What does it mean? You are also contributing to this community. So if you are also contributing to this community, that means we together, we are all co-creating this sphere construct together, right? I have been saying this all along, and I have been kind of reflecting on it. How can I navigate to make this work? And so, hello, White Axel. Wait, Mark Twain, I know your question is here. I will come back to it, okay? But I have to finish this first. That is why I have this in my mind, and I'm still, you know, reflecting on this as in for the monetary thing. And I really, really appreciate you, Wangmo's fan, that you asked this question, that you show such a beautiful support and kindness to supporting this community and me. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Okay, so however, that's what I was thinking to myself. How can I navigate these monetary things in order to incorporate this is a collective effort. That is my intent. Okay, this channel is a collective effort. You, every one of you watching my video, you are actually investing your money. Time is money in a way. That's your life force. That is your life force. So if you are paying attention to this, it means that you are investing in something. And speaking here, I am also investing my time and attention here. So yes, we are all creating this space together. So that is the reason why I thought to myself, if it's the first option that I don't receive any kind of monetary support or gifts, that would be this first option, right? Because to me, it's all equal. Okay, it's equal. Now the second option is I do monetize, so to speak, through this channel, but all of the amount I receive, and that would be, I would show the transparency. I would actually show the statistics of this entire channel, and it's transparency. It's all about transparency for the second option, and let you guys know what's the update for the money. That's actually my intent. And the intent here, I said the two options actually go into the same intent, is that this is my passion. This is my passion, speaking, sharing, interacting with you all, okay? Talking about different kind of subjects, talking about different kind of topics, exploring, expanding our worldviews together by learning from each other. This is my passion. And I don't want my passion, as well as basically it's my creativity, okay? I don't want to mix my creativity / passion with any kind of financial or monetary issues, okay? Like not for gain. It's not for gain. That is why I have been actually reflecting on this, and thank you so much, Wangmo's fan. That is why I took some time to explain this question, because it's the right time, okay? It's the right time for me to express this now. So I thank you for giving me this opportunity to express this. And at this point, I'm still, what do you guys think? I don't know. You can please share your thought on what I just expressed. Please feel free, okay? I really appreciate your comments and your thoughts and opinions. But that's why I did not set up anything for monetization. Okay, I either keep it fully non-monetized, or I either keep it monetized, but everything is going to be transparent, and also the money would be dedicated for paying it forward. It's like to help other people, to fund it for something else. This is something that I do actually have a vision of. So, oh, thank you so much, WD Vest. WD Vest, thank you so much for supporting and joining this conversation. Okay, now let's go to Mark Twain. I love that. Let's go to Mark Twain. So let me read. I'm reading here, okay, the iPad. Hello, what do you think about how AI can perpetuate more loneliness in this era? Wow, deep question you got, Mark. I find myself using AI for more feedback, which I would get from friends or family beforehand. What do you mean? Wait, let me reread it. Okay, let me reread. Hello, what do you think about how AI can perpetuate more loneliness in this era? I find myself using AI for more feedback, which I would get from friends or family beforehand. What do you mean by that? If you don't, are you still here, Mark? Because I'm rereading But there are some questions I would like to, ask you. Like, what do you mean by using AI for more feedback? As in, and also relating to friends and family. What do you mean by that? I'm not sure if you're typing. I think they're saying that they ask AI to help them introspect. Oh, thank you, Ben. And I see you, Buffer Monkey. Buffer Monkey. I see you, Buffer Monkey. Wait, I haven't read Buffer Monkey. Wait, I think you worry too much about it. If people feel they are getting value, then they will pay. Whether you donate that or use it to put food on the table, it doesn't matter. Interesting. I would reflect on that. Thank you, Buffer Monkey. I would reflect on that. Thank you, Buffer Monkey. Okay, let me go to Mark. I asked ChatGPT for advice and for feedback about. What is your experience with that though? Because I haven't used ChatGPT like for that. I actually don't even use ChatGPT. But what is your personal experience with that? Is it actually insightful? That's my question. Like when you use ChatGPT, is it actually more insightful than actually communicating with a human when it comes to that? It's kind of amazing, is it? Okay. How so? Please let me know. But okay, ChatGPT is excellent as a debating partner. Oh, how so? Why? And also, Ben also said, it's great, you should try. Oh, ChatGPT is kind of amazing. Yeah. Okay, interesting. I have seen ChatGPT. Some people showed me, my friends, but it's kind of like an amalgamation of human. Yeah, I agree. Yes, it is kind of true. I feel like it's more like a human consciousness, like collective consciousness thing, that ChatGPT is literally kind of like combining all of that through database. And that's why it could be quite a good debating partner when it comes to, Buffer Monkey. That's what you said. Chat, I find it very useful for brainstorming. I would say sometimes it's more thorough than interacting with a real person because the details are very on point. I see what you're trying to say. Because when it comes to humans, we do weave in sometimes, if we're not conscious enough, we do weave in emotional values. But see, not everyone can be, consciously self-regulating when in a conversation, that they don't get triggered, or they would then stand from the point of view of themselves and not to the other person, that they are talking to. So usually they could become biased. But then when it comes to ChatGPT, they don't really get biased because there's no emotion involved. So that's why I think maybe that's why the details are very on point, what you're saying, Mark. ChatGPT gets mechanical. Yeah, I think it's like a machine, right? So it would not really try to make you feel bad in a way. It's better than talking to 99% of people, especially for logical subjects. Yes, it doesn't get it doesn't get emotional like people do. Yeah, I agree with you, Buffer. Because not everyone can, operate in a way that they can separate emotion, from facts, logical subjects. People can get emotional when it comes to talking about logical subjects. So possibly that's why ChatGPT could. But I feel like we need to go back to the question: what do you think about how AI can perpetuate more loneliness in this era? I think that's a very, very interesting question that we can all look into. It's hard to find. Ben said, it's hard to find people in real life to talk about that stuff with, to be honest. I think only my autistic friends like to talk about this stuff. See, that's another beautiful value of autism. Because the last live chat was about ADHD, autism, and ADHD. Yeah, I think that's also one thing. It's like for autistic individuals, they are super focused on one thing. And also autistic individuals, I think they tend to focus on more logical topics because for them it's not as easy to express their emotions. So that's why they already in themselves have a fine line between emotion and fact. They don't really mix them together. So that makes them very, very unique. Buffer Monkey said, you can also tell ChatGPT to act like a certain person from a certain demographic. So you can ask it to be a Gen Z American woman, and it will use the opinions and language of that demographic. That's interesting. You can also ask it for feedback on your ability to debate and how you can improve. Okay, now when it comes to this is actually very useful for creativity as well. It's kind of like, you see, creativity is actually how we combine irrelevant things together in a way. That is the new thing that we, like the newness that we inject into something that seems to be old. You know, like when we have any kind of problems, how we tackle the problem is actually a new way injecting into it, right? So if we utilize AI, like say ChatGPT, to get inspired, then it's like it's something irrelevant, but then we can get inspired from that. That is actually a very good way to assist us to express our creativity. So that's just something that I'm just linking with what we have been talking about. Mark said, recently I found myself logging onto ChatGPT and using the voice function to talk about my day and to ask advice about some stuff rather than call a friend. That's what prompted the question of loneliness. Okay, got it. Before I read Ben and Buffer Monkey's comments, I'm gonna spend some time on Mark's question, like together, shall we? Shall we? I see your point. I see your point because I'm feeling it as well. I see your point because let me read the question of Mark's question again. Quote unquote, okay. What do you think about how AI can perpetuate more loneliness in this era? You know, okay, I'm just speaking personal perspective, is that I feel like it depends on how individuals consciously utilize AI or say artificial intelligence, and at the same time not eliminating social interactions. I feel like this is more about individual growth, because evidently you guys also have been saying that you can actually learn a lot, like insights, from just chatting with ChatGPT, right? Now that in itself is an individual learning, self-learning, self-correcting, self-regulating. But it doesn't mean that we have to eliminate social connections. However, if we already have the experience with ChatGPT that it doesn't judge us when we talk about our personal feelings or our personal questions, then maybe at one point we would then choose AI over actual human connection. Because if we are surrounded by, say, humans that are not conscious with their words, their projections, then we would then be prompted to, we would choose to be with something that would not hurt us mindlessly. So I feel like it's about how we can all individually grow together. You see what I'm saying? Individually grow together, also becoming more conscious with ourselves, our actions. And I would say it's kind of like AI assists us to know more about ourselves, and through which we can foster healthier human connections. I think, does it make sense? Wow, okay, let me read the comments, that's a lot. Let me see. Okay, let me see. What do you think, Mark? What do you think, Mark? Like, that's how I see it. So let's read Ben's comment. I think autistic people need to intellectualize their thoughts and feeling from an early age, so they make good partners to discuss with. Bracket, I'm also artistic. Great. What do you, wait, you say autistic people need to intellectualize their thoughts and feeling from an early age, so they make good partners to discuss with. What do you mean, Ben, by intellectualizing their thoughts and feeling? As in, what do you mean by that? As in a very logical way to express their feelings and thoughts? Like, how, what do you mean by that? Hello, Tyson. Hello, Tyson. Welcome, welcome. I'm Ben, if you are still here, please expand, please elaborate, because I'm very interested in that. It's very interesting, and thank you for sharing your personal experience. Meanwhile, let me read Buffer Monkey's comment. The most artificial aspect of ChatGPT is the errors it makes. Its mistakes don't feel human. Oh. The most artificial aspect of ChatGPT is the errors it makes. Its mistakes don't feel human. What kind of errors? Buffer Monkey, what kind of errors? Because I'm not very familiar with ChatGPT. Please educate me. I do not know. What kind of errors you are talking about, though? Wait, okay, next one. Same as Buffer's comment as well. I think if you're already very lonely, then ChatGPT will make you feel less lonely, so it may stop you from seeking human companions. Yeah, in a way, it might be. Because if a person already feels lonely, right, so to speak, ChatGPT does have a certain connection, right? I feel like ChatGPT is more of an intellectual intimacy when it comes to that, because it's logical discussion, right? So it can make a person feel less lonely when it comes to this part of the intimacy, that is intellectual intimacy. But we, as a human, okay, we do kind of need physical intimacy, emotional intimacy, intellectual intimacy, social intimacy, and also spiritual intimacy. It's kind of like more well-rounded in a sense, but it depends on individuals, okay? Not everyone have to be like that. It's more of a spectrum and range. So in this sense, I guess ChatGPT is more on the intellectual intimacy, is it? Okay, let's keep going, Ben. Ben said, it's kind of complicated because you could argue someone who has a hard time making friends could benefit from socializing with ChatGPT to learn. Yes, I see your point, Ben. Yes, I absolutely agree. Because see, people with autism, it's not easy for them to interact with those who, first, they don't understand autism. Secondly, even if they understand autism, people who do not have autism, they might not understand how to interact, or they don't know how to understand autistic behavior, so to speak. But the thing about autism, how I perceive it, is that they are wired differently. Not that they are broken, absolutely not. It's just how they see the world from a very different lens. And so when people don't have such a lens, and some people, they choose not to incorporate such a lens, it's just like, you know, how we have plugins in computing system, right? You can actually add the plugin, which is the filter, the lens, we choose to learn to see from autistic people's point of view. We actually learn a lot. This is upgrading, okay? So this is how I see. But so that's why it is kind of complicated when when it comes to autistic people, individuals, it's not easy for them to make friends because a lot of people, the majority of the population, they don't operate this way, and not a lot of people would be willing to connect, okay, or say upgrade or say incorporate such a plugin in order to see from their perspective, from the autistic individual's perspective. Tyson, hola, okay, Tyson from New York City, just saying hi. Hi. Okay, let's keep going. Mark said, I think that's a brilliant statement about strengthening our conscience. Which statement? Which statement? I'm like, oh wait, I'm a little bit off here. Oh, Ben and Tyson, you guys can meet up for a coffee. Ben and Tyson, you guys can meet up for a coffee in New York City. Okay, let me keep going. Ben said, yes, in a logical way. Basically, if you were to speak to an autistic person, they have a hard time intuiting what to say and have to think a lot for every response. Is this something related to RSD, Ben? Something, I'm not sure if you do have this kind of experience with RSD. Because it's very beautiful to learn from you guys. Like, I'm not separating us, okay? I'm just saying, because I don't have this plugin and I want to learn from you. Like, what does it mean? What do you, like, how do you experience that? How is it that it is giving you a hard time? And also, how can those, please, if you feel comfortable sharing, how, from your perspective, how would other people who don't actually have autism, don't experience autism, how can they interact with you and to make the entire experience better? The connection, you know what I'm saying? Like, from your point of view, what can we do, so to speak? Because I don't embody autistic traits, okay? So, Mark Twain, continue. Awareness about how we use ChatGPT. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Ben said, I think for normal people, they don't need to be in deep thought for normal conversation. It makes autistic people dislike social chit-chat. Yeah, you guys don't like small talks. I know. I personally don't like small talks as well. I'm like, oh my god, no. But I would not show it this way. I mean, it's like inside, my face would be like that. But on the surface, I'll be like, yeah, right. Yes, I understand, yeah. But then inside, I'm just like, okay. So I'm just really true. I'm just very honest. So usually I would just not really make an excuse, but like an honest excuse, I would say, and then I would just like drift off. Bye-bye. Like, no, I don't like small talks. So, Matchmaker K, it's me. You guys should, I have been to New York City. Yeah, I've been to New York City. Oh, where did I go? New York City. Oh, I was staying in YMCA. YMCA. Hey, I was staying at YMCA when I was in New York. So, let me get back to it. Mark also said, I find that most of my friends echo my thoughts. They will agree more than provide counter thoughts. Also, sometimes I feel like I burden friends with my ruminations. I love how you guys are so honest. And I'm also very honest, I'm just saying. Okay. I find that most of my friends echo my thoughts. That's very nice. Because me personally, I don't actually find many friends echo my thoughts at all. It's like chatting with you guys, I echo, like tribes. This is the tribe, okay? Like, I'm just like, no, I actually, this is very nice for you to actually have friends echoing your thoughts. It's very precious. Yeah. But I don't actually have a lot of friends. No, I wouldn't say a lot of friends. I don't have anyone like in my actually physical reality, like physical life. in real life resonating with what I think usually. They do understand, but it's more like I'm talking, but they are just listening. But there's not much like interaction. Does it make sense? So it's not like it's very one way, one sided, but it's not like back and forth. Okay, that's how I feel. Ben said, but Mark, what do you mean by ruminations? Your ruminations on what? Like on a specific topic? Is it? Okay, Ben said, I looked up RSD. It reminds me of low self-esteem, but basically interactions are constantly replayed in your head, so you can understand the meaning behind people's words. Oh. It's like, RSD is like I would say the fear of being rejected, okay? But not sure if you do have this experience that this I'm speaking from just observation, okay? That usually if a child, a kid born with autism, okay? Innately, since young, this person would face a lot of they know, they know that they are kind of different when it comes to with other kids, how they behave, how they respond. So would that cause a sense of low self-esteem when it comes, since young? So, and then that would be something super ingrained in the psyche since very, very young, and not even knowing that why you would having such a hard time interacting with other people, socializing. It could be in a way that it's like something since young, and could be even being judged by parents or friends because they don't know what this is. It's something new to them. So I don't know. But basically interactions are constantly replayed in your head so you can understand the meaning. Oh, so it's kind of like Ben, I'm talking to Ben. So is it kind of like you would have to kind of like dissect, intellectualizing it. Like, what do they mean? Like, I actually follow a page. He's super cool. Torren Wolf. Okay, I'm actually here, so no, let me type. Torren Wolf. You would see me. Okay, Torren. Wait a second. This is me, the Minecraft one, the Minecraft Academy, because I'm watching this so then I can see you guys' comments. Minecraft Academy is me, okay? Torren Wolf, you can search it on Instagram. He is autistic, but he has the ability to express very well, but he's evidently autistic and is so cute. He's so amazing. And so the reason I brought him up is that I was trying to respond to, I watched many of his videos. In one of his videos, he said something like, if we say we are so happy, we would be like over the rooftop, right? Something like there's a slang, an idiom or slang like over the roof. And then he responded to his mom, because his mom was trying to tell him that no, it actually means happy. When someone is happy, they would say, oh, I'm like over the roof top or something like that, jumping over the roof. And then he was like, why would anyone jump off the roof or like over the rooftop? It does not make sense to me. He was trying to understand. He was like, no, it doesn't make sense. Why would you be there? It's so dangerous. It doesn't make sense. That's why it reminds me of that, like what you said here, Ben, that so you can understand meaning behind people's words, right? So that's why check it out if you're interested. Torren Wolf. Now, buffer monkey. It's hard to describe the errors, but for example, sometimes we hit a wrong key on a keyboard, but ChatGPT doesn't use a keyboard, so it can't make a typo by hitting the wrong key. Oh, okay, got it. It also doesn't laugh at itself or get self-conscious when it makes an error. Yeah, so there's not an emotional value, like no emotional connection there. There's no emotional intimacy, so to speak. I think it's probably the case that ChatGPT doesn't feel judged. Good for ChatGPT. That it doesn't feel judged. Good for it. Good. Good for you, ChatGPT. Okay, keep going. Ben said, it's very hard to find friends to talk about this kind of stuff with. Yeah, I know. Well, we found each other on this channel. Buffer Monkey, it's funny how most people think of the internet as not real life. It's an interesting quirk of human perception because the internet is just as real as anything else in life. Yeah, it is. It is true. It is true, but it's just, to me, it's more. It's not as like face-to-face connection. It feels differently. Somehow it does feel differently when it comes to how should I say, like if you are actually meeting someone in the cafe, like actually face to face, then having a Zoom call, it feels different. It feels different. That's why. But I do see your point. It is actually in real life, but it doesn't feel as physical, like that. Like, but yeah, I understand what you're saying. Okay, Mark said, for example, when I broke up with someone last year, my friends were all automatically on my side. ChatGPT helped me understand my shortcomings as well. Wow. That's interesting. As in ChatGPT helps you to understand your shortcomings. Yeah, because that's true, because ChatGPT is not biased. Like, your friends would automatically be on your side, right? But then ChatGPT doesn't know you. Oh, hello, Em. Again, another one from New York City. You guys should meet up. Ben. Wait, who else? Ben Tyson. Ben Tyson and Em. You guys find each other, okay, in New York City. Anyways, let me keep going. Now, Ben also said, low self-esteem can come from constant rejection with not enough feedback. Because if you are autistic, it feels like everyone is keeping a secret from you. Interesting. But now, what I'm saying interesting is like everyone's keeping a secret from you. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Like everyone's keeping a secret from you. But let me reread it. Low self-esteem can come from constant rejection with not enough feedback. Yes. Absolutely yes. Because if you don't actually have positive feedback, or even negative feedback, right? It actually helps oneself to self-learn, right? It's about self-learning, right? AI, artificial intelligence. So if we don't actually have feedbacks, we don't know how to grow in a particular, a certain aspect in life or in our own psyche. Even ChatGPT has feedback system. Right? ChatGPT does have feedback system. That's why it knows how to learn, to grow. So for humans, it's the same. I totally agree with you, Ben. Jump over the moon? No, she said something like there's a song by, what is his name? Oh my god. I forgot. Jumping something rooftop. I don't know. It's like the rooftop. I'm trying to remember the song, but whatever. But yeah, maybe it's over the moon or something. But it's something, they take it very literally. So if you say something like over the moon, not hit the roof. Something about the roof. But anyway, never mind. But it's like people would say, if people with autism, they possibly would tend to see or listen to words very literally. They can't really comprehend what's the meaning or emotion behind. So that's because I'm autistic. Well, let me read. Mark said, but in general, I have a lot of ruminations about the state of the arts, psychology, self-reflection. Why? What? That's not that. Why would you see that as ruminations, Mark? That is reflection. I don't. It's just how I see it from my perspective. That's not rumination. That's really self-learning, isn't it? That's just another way of self-learning. Why would you say it's ruminations? I want to learn. Like, what do you mean by that? Now, Ben also said, basically, the problem is developing an internal feedback loop for yourself so you can actually understand what is going wrong in your conversations, so you're not constantly rejected. Yes, I see your point. Yes, I see your point, Ben. However, I also see it from another way that, yes, this is also true, what you said about, developing an internal feedback loop. But I also see it's important for people who don't have autism, to understand autistic people, autism, basically. It's about meeting halfway. It's about meeting each other halfway. That's how I perceive, okay? So yeah, what you said is valid. But I also see that the other side has to reach out as well. Now, let's go to... Ben also said, the internet versus real-life interactions reminds me of reading a physical book versus a Kindle. You might prefer the thing you are more familiar with. Yeah, but I do read... Oh, however, I love reading electronic books as well as, like, printed books. Like, both are nice, but it's good to have, Kindle when you travel, so it's not heavy. I think there are like pros and cons for each one. When it comes to printed, I love the texture of the papers, so that's something that Kindle doesn't have. So yeah, everything has two sides. I think the Kindle Paperwhite is one of the best electronic devices ever made. Oh, okay, fair enough. I think my version, I'm not sure if my version is... Oh, no. Mine's not Kindle Paperwhite. Let me see. Buffer Monkey also said, many people with Asperger's are very literal. I use my... Oh yeah, Asperger's as well. Yes, I've briefly looked into that. Yeah, I use my ability to do this to make jokes. For example, when someone says hierarchy, I hear hierarchy. What the heck? I never said hierarchy. That's actually funny. Oh, okay. Yeah. I love making my own jokes as well, so I get you. And this one is actually pretty funny. I find it pretty funny. Yeah. Like, this is like a literal joke. Okay. Thank you for sharing your joke with us, Buffy Monkey. Ben also said, by keeping a secret, I mean that everyone knows that there is something wrong with you, socially speaking, but it's too polite to tell you. Now, there's something I would love to... I now understand what you're trying to say. Like the keeping a secret. How I would see, you know what, Ben, is that it's how should I say? It's like, because they don't know how to respond. This is actually a way for them. It's a defense mechanism, but it's not. It's a defense mechanism. When people are new to something, there are just so many unknowns. So usually what people would choose to do is either, three things: fight or flight or freeze. Okay, fight or flight, and also freeze. So it's up to them. But usually people would operate in this when an individual is balanced enough, balanced enough within oneself. They would not fight or flight nor freeze. So usually the people that you interact with, they are usually in this when it comes to you saying keeping a secret, because they don't know how to respond. Okay, so that's why they could be actually in the flight mode or in the freezing mode, the freeze mode. That's why you feel like they are keeping a secret from you. But it's actually they don't know how to respond. It's something so new to them. It's not something that they interact with in their everyday life. Okay? I hope this is like a new perspective that I'm like sharing with you. I don't know if you have already figured it out, maybe already, but that is a potential reason behind your experience of the people keeping a secret. That makes a lot of sense. Great. Yeah, that could be another way of seeing it, right? Let me go to Buffer Monkey. Buffer Monkey. Hit the roof when someone is angry. Thank you guys for teaching me idioms and slangs. Yeah, I did that. Okay. So it's like if someone is hitting the roof, it means that he's angry. Literally, hitting the roof. Okay. Buffer Monkey also said, rumination is just deep thoughts. Because sometimes rumination, it can be, it is actually true. It's actually deep thoughts. Because because you can be ruminating over different kind of things. People can be ruminating over people or specific person or an event or a specific piece of memory. So, I kind of feel like you're just very invested in pondering about the arts, psychologies and stuff. You're just very invested in that, and that makes you a deep thinker, isn't it? Yeah. Mark said, thank you very much again. I have to go now, but I look forward to your future lives and videos. Yay, Mark! Yes, thank you for participating, Mark. See you soon. Bye-bye. Okay, Ben also said, ruminating can have a negative connotation in American English, but technically does not need to be negative. I agree. I agree. Because every kind of word that we use, it depends on how we collectively give it a meaning and also a connotation or connotations. So it really depends. Buffer Monkey said, I'm good socially, even though I have Asperger's. I used to put people at ease by saying something like, dude, you'll have to carry this conversation because I'm socially on par with a dead walrus. What is walrus? Come on, dictionary. Guys, what does it mean? What is dead walrus? Because I'm socially on par with a dead walrus. What is walrus? A sea mammal. Oh, is it cute? Is it like what is it called? Like a seal? Is it like a seal? Oh, the one with the big teeth. Okay. Okay. Knock. I'm so sorry, walrus. They call you ugly. I know, I feel you. I'm just joking. I think they're very cute. I'm so sorry, walrus. Buffer Monkey thinks you're ugly. I'm just joking. Okay. But it's good. You kind of like tell people in advance, like how you usually operate. So you kind of give them a heads up. That's good. That's pretty good. But yeah, that's pretty good. Especially when dead. Ben said, actually in New York City, they have a taxidermy walrus at the Museum of Natural History. That's my favorite exhibit. Oh, I always take my friends to that one. Okay, that's cute. You know what? Okay, guys, I have to go now, but before that, I would love to ask you, if you feel free, if you feel comfortable, to share with us, every one of us here, how do you express your creativity? And what is it that you're interested in? Because you said you like going to, Museum of Natural History. I guess you might be interested in, natural history. So 2 questions. How do you express your creativity? Okay, and second question is, what are your ruminations, so to speak, like your interests? And then we wrap this live chat up. Okay? Is anyone gonna respond? Anyone? Okay, Ben said, quote unquote, how do I express my creativity? Ben? Okay, okay. Buffer Monkey said, making models, playing guitar, painting watercolors. Ooh, don't worry, Ben, take your time. We're not in a hurry. I'm just informing you guys that I'm wrapping this up, okay? But we're not in a hurry at all, okay? Take your time. Oh, you like to make people laugh. Wow. Interesting. Well, what kind of models do you like to make, Buffer? I personally, I'm not good at watercolors. I'm not good at watercolors at all. Like, okay, I shouldn't judge myself with that, but it's just kind of like a matter of fact in a way. But I might be getting better, because when I was a kid, I'm just like, no, watercolors. It's a mess. It's a mess for me when I play with watercolors. It's just, no. I just know I'm not good at it at all. But when it comes to all other kinds of medium, all other kinds, I'm good. But it's just not watercolor. I don't know why. So I'm like, oh my God, you're good at watercolors. I admire you. The second question, Ben, is that what are your interests? Okay, it's like, what do you ponder about when it comes to, so for Buffer Monkey, he said about like arts and psychology and stuff, right? Wait, let me reread that. Buffer Monkey said, I make model trains. I also ruminate over everything for no good reason other than to exacerbate my suffering. I'm like, oh, brother, you make model trains. That's so cool. But it's very interesting, Buffer, that you play guitar, which is music, right? Painting watercolors, this is more like, how should I say? This is more of a flow when it comes to watercolors and with colors in itself, right? And then making models and its train, this is actually something very structural, right? But if we compare to watercolors is not something structural at all. It's something very like a flow. But when it comes to making models, this is something very mechanical. So I feel like this is super interesting, because whenever something is more or less mechanical, it's more scientific in a way. But then when it comes to music and watercolors, it can also be perceived from a scientific perspective, but it's more of emotion and the flow of it. So this is like very interesting of you. Like, you have a very interesting blend within yourself. Ben said, oh, I like to think and talk about my feelings. Maybe that's creative. And then Ben came to a self-realization. Oh, that's my interest. Ben said, I think a lot about other people and my thoughts and what other people are thinking. What about you write a book on this? This sounds very interesting. Or you can start a blog, right? If you like to think and you talk about your feelings. I'm not sure if you like writing though, but writing. But if you're such a deep thinker and also you observe other people and you also love to make people laugh, you can you can even it just came to my mind, which is like the comics. You can literally draw some, if you like drawing. I don't know if you do, but it really came to my mind. If you like drawing certain simple comics and expressing your thoughts like in a dialogue with how you interact with people, or you imagine how you could interact with people, that would be so cool. I would love to read that. Just saying, okay? It's just something just came to my mind. So Buffer Monkey said, I like the risk of watercolors. Oh, wow. You're a risk taker. You're a risk taker. Buffer. One wrong move and the painting is ruined. Oil painting is more forgiving. Yeah, I feel like oil painting is more forgiving as well, in a way. However, oil painting requires more the light and shadow. That is kind of like the more delicate part when it comes to oil painting. But watercolor, it involves much more rooms for imagination, even for the viewer, right? The risk there is the rooms for imagination. And the wrong move. Now, White XL playing guitar. White XL said, playing guitar, writing in my journal, and world building. What do you play? What is that world building? You play what? Minecraft? Just joking. What is it? That's so interesting. Oh, and then what do you mean, White XL, if you don't mind elaborating on that? Ben said, that's a good idea. Oh, you mean a comic? Okay, yeah. It's like you can kind of, imagine the dialogue with other people. Because you have been observing and you think what they think. And then you can at the same time express your own thoughts and then think what they actually think. It's like a dialogue, right? Hello, Cam Swag. Hello, Cam Swag. Buffer Monkey said, yes, watercolor is more abstract in its nature. Yes, watercolor is much more abstract. White Axel said, it's like creating an imaginary world or setting. It's kind of fun. How do you express that? Because now this is what you're interested in, right, White Axel? How do you express this? How do you express your creativity out? If it's like creating an imaginary world or setting. Do you write a novel like Harry Potter? It is like that. It's world building. The entire Harry Potter series is in an entire imaginary world with different characters. How do you express your own? I'm just very interested in that. Hi, Cam. I'm not sure you see it. Cam Swag. We are talking about, we're actually wrapping up. Is by, if you are you still here, Cam Swag. Like, we are talking about 2 questions. That's like, how do you express your creativity? And second question is, what are your interests? And some of them have been saying watercolors, building models and stuff, and how they also express their creativity out. So if you feel comfortable sharing, you can also join in. Cam Swag. Buffer Monkey said, world building is fun for fantasy, war gaming, like Dungeons and Dragons. All the best dungeon masters are great world builders. Yeah, I agree. Fantasy. But yeah, you could write about it, or you could tell someone about it. White Axel, yeah? No, here's Vivian. Vivian Lee. I like Japanese floral arrangement. Started practicing lately. Called Ikebana? Is it Ikebana? Wow! wow, okay, people, you guys are so talented. You guys are also talented. I love that. I love Japanese floral arrangement as well. It's super zen, like super zen. Is that type? Is it? It's like they have an entire, how should I say? It's like they're set. And then sometimes they only have like one flower out like that, and then with some stones and things. You know, is it like? Yeah, they have a lot of philosophy. I think it reminds me of like wabi sabi. You know, the kind of artistic, and also how they approach life. It's super zen. You're like yes, you're like yes, yes. It's so zen. I love it as well. They have 3 elements: heaven, man, and earth. Wow. I feel the vibe. It's so zen. It's super zen. I love it. Yeah. I'm like enjoying it. So I'm just enjoying it. I love that. Thank you so much, Vivian, for sharing. This is so cool. Yeah. Oh, thanks for telling us, sharing with us, because yeah, this is, you see, I'm just so fascinated by how everyone has different kind of interests and how we all express differently, right? The creativity. And yeah, so even if we can also learn from ChatGPT, right? We do, and we can actually learn a lot from that, the logical part of it. We can also have this kind of beautiful social interaction. What do I like? Because Vivian Lee asked, what do you like? I think you're asking me. Okay, I'm gonna answer your question, but before that, I'm gonna check Buffer Monkey's comment. Buffer Monkey said, between the Japanese and the ancient Greeks, they have 99% of philosophy perfected. What kind of philosophy though? You mean Socrates? Like what kind of philosophy perfected? I mean, I do see ancient Greeks and Japanese have a very solid foundation. They even have that, what is it called? I forgot that they have that. I wouldn't say it's a religion, but for Japanese, I'm not sure. Vivian, do you know? There's like it's something about mountain. It's the entire religion, but it's not really religion. What is that called? They focus a lot on connecting with the land. It's a very huge, like a lot of people in Japan, they connect with this so-called religion, but I don't know. It's not Buddhism though. It's not Buddhism, but I forgot the term of it. Japanese philosophy is very cool. I very much. Godai? No, it's not Godai. It's like Shinto. Yes, Shinto. Thank you, Ben. Ben, you're good. Ben, yes, Shinto. Exactly, Shinto. Shinto. Yeah. Ben is like, yes! Yes, White XL. Yes, White XL. Yes, Shinto. Buffer Monkey, yes, they do kind of have like a Taoism in it, but it's not exactly the same thing. But Shinto is a very ancient practice, I would say. It's in a lot of temples, they embrace this. So super interesting. They worship, so to speak. It's actually the connection with the land, with the mountains, and with the spirits. So they are very closely related to the land, and it's kind of like a mutual supportive system, humans and land. I got bonus points already, Ben. I don't like how Japan idolizes hard work. I don't. Buffer Monkey, thank you for your literal translation as a joke. Binto, Shinto ni. I don't like how Japan idolizes hard work. Quoted, quote Ben. I feel like it's more of. I don't think it's what they want though. I don't think it's what they really want. A lot of Japanese people, they are actually they want to be more chill. They want to be more chill really. That's how I feel. Yeah, they have a very strong sense of quality living, but when it comes to working in Tokyo, those big cities, or Osaka, they kind of have to fit in. So I don't feel like they actually idolize hard work, but it's more of the society, going this way. So they kind of have to fit in somehow, But anyways, let me wrap this up, okay, by answering Vivian Lee's question that what do I like? Okay, the first question was how do I express my creativity? And the second question was what are my interests? Okay, my interests, let me answer the interests. My interests are actually very diverse. I'm someone that I don't have a fixed attention on something. I think I can be very attentive when I just dive into something. So he's like, I zoom in, zoom out, very quite easily. It's just how I operate. So let me say some of my interests. I love culture. I love, browsing through different videos on various cultures, like from Pakistan to South America, to Mexico, to even like Irish or Scotland, Scandinavia. So this is culture, okay? Culture-wise, I love food. I love food. I love to see various cuisines of different cultures because I love like looking at how each tradition expresses themselves through food, the cuisine, and that would also relate to their entire history and also the demographic, right? Like what kind of food what kind of resources, raw materials they have in hand to form such a local delicacy. So that's food. I also love looking at psychology. I love to understand the world and people and myself through psychology, and also spirituality, different religions. Yeah, so quite diverse in a way. And how I express my creativity would be like this: speaking. I like sharing through speech. I also love drawing, but I draw in various ways. Like I don't have a specific style because I love to explore different ways of expression. So I don't actually just stick to one particular style. So yeah. And also other creativity, singing, all of this. And I also love to talk to myself. And that is one way of how I express my creativity. Okay. Your interest is indecision. I would say my interest is diversity. Buffer monkey. Ben said, I'm interested in the walrus at the Museum of Natural History. I love that. And then Buffer Monkey would be like, no, it's ugly. Just joking. Vivian Lee said, you should totally share more videos on what you learned from these cultures. I actually only stumbled upon you from the Greek mythology video, plus detaching at light speed. Oh, okay. Yes, that's a very good suggestion. Thank you, Vivian. Yes, I think I should share more videos on how I, link these kind of cultures together. Yes, thank you, Vivian, for the suggestion. Yes, I would jot that down, okay? Buffer Monkey said, like how Koreans love a strange, cheap canned ham from the US called, really? They call it spam? Spam seems odd, but it's a product of this history. Yes, I heard about it as well. It's because when they were like the economy was super bad during the 70s and 60s. In that generation, they eat a lot of this canned ham, and that becomes kind of like a national treasure, like a very popular one. So it is a product of their history. Yeah, it is true. Vivian Lee. Wait, sorry, Vivian. I will come back to your question. But White XL said spam is good. Spam's so good, man. They usually add it into the hot pot, right? The Korean hot pot, right? With the instant noodles. Yeah, and it's super spicy sometimes because of the kimchi. Just saying. Vivian said, "Where are you from, Kay? If you haven't shared that already." Oh, in the beginning of this live chat, also another viewer, I think I don't know if it's he or her, he or she, it's Wang Mo's fan. She, or maybe it's she also asked the same question, like where am I from, and I said it's because I don't like to review. I prefer not to review where I am at, because I had a previous YouTube channel, and from that channel I experienced certain cyberbullying, and because I revealed where I was, and also as in my nationality, and then for this channel I realized, oh, maybe it's better to set this boundary as in just for privacy concern. So that's why. I hope you understand. Yeah. It's just to set the tone, but it's not that. Thank you so much, Vivian. Yeah, it happens. It does happen, things like this. So I learned that, yeah, it's just about being conscious with that. And so that's why I take this approach at the moment. He lives in real life. We only exist in the internet. How sarcastic you are, Buffer. No, but to me, you guys also live in real life. I am on the internet, isn't it? It's vice versa. Buffer Monkey said, the way it slides out the can. Okay, guys, go get a hot pot. Korean hot pot. Go get a Korean hot pot. Yeah. Okay, so shall we wrap this up today, and we will meet each other next week. Okay, I hope you enjoy this live chat as much as I do. And for the next live chat is also, you know what, I'm actually gonna say, Vivian said, yes, this is very odd because I'd love to join this convo, but I'm typing to a screen. Thank you, White Axel. Okay, no, it is actually true that I was thinking, if one day we can actually meet up in real life, as in physically, that would be really cool, isn't it? Well, maybe. Let's see. We might possibly meet up. Who knows, right? Like an actual physical event that we can join and have some coffee, tea, and then some snacks, like desserts, and then we can like really chat with each other. That'd be pretty nice, isn't it? So yeah, I think I was gonna say something. Oh, next week, meet at the Wars exhibit. Ben would be like, I'm the first one to go. I would be the one that guides you to there, and I will explain to you the information that I know about the Walrus. I'm not sure Ben is still here because he already said goodbye. But anyways, so okay, before I end this, I'm just gonna say for the next week live chat, the topic is already Ben, I gotcha. For next week's topic, it's gonna be on blending the Western and Eastern thoughts, and this topic is actually suggested by one of the viewers from our community. And at this point, I don't want to review his name because I don't know if he wants that. But he sure does know, if he happens to watch this live video here, that I want to thank him for that, for suggesting this topic. So for the next week discussion, a live chat is going to be on blending Western and Eastern thoughts. Okay, so just so you know, and I hope to see you in the next one. All right, so bye bye everybody. Oh, Vivian said I have lots to share on that topic. I have been talking about it lots this week. Great, Vivian. I would love to. Yeah, looking forward to seeing you as well, Vivian. Have a good day. Yes, wherever you are as well, Vivian, and all of you. Bye bye. Bye bye everybody, and everyone who is actively listening, who has been actively listening. Thank you for your presence. Okay, so I'll see you. Bye bye. But yes. Same day, same time next week. Same day, same time next week, okay? Every week is just gonna be the same at this time. And same day. Okay? Bye bye. Bye 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 bye.